Hey, GreyWolf here, also known in other dimensions as Jivan Mukti, present to you. Something to Google if you don't know the term jivanmukti.org. Well, this is sort of to my friends, in the other dimension, people I haven't met, but relate to me either through social media or I get a text, and they're kind of part of you could say the Jub tribe, the extension of, where, from years and years ago, either my reputation or the happy face sort of intersects among other people who are curious about this history going back to the 90s and early 2000. So these new friends from the other dimension, they connect with me and they say, hey, Grey Wolf, what's up? And they share something of interest. So I wanted to sort of give back in a gift sort of way that sort of just responds lovingly and supportingly and say that, hey, I so much appreciate you, my brothers and sisters, and great that you carry on the work. So in the different dimensions that I may show up, because I talk about jivanmukti.org, but in this cycle of time in the tribal world, I'm known as the Grey Wolf, which means the invisible teacher. And that has some special meanings to it, which I'll address in other videos related to this, but as a gift giving back to my friends, they were asking, well, what's your philosophy or your take? Which means that what were some of the ideas that I picked up, whether from Happy Face or other teachers at the time that I was studying with or intersecting by interviewing. And that includes, the 7-year stint that I was Anthony Robbins' media manager on the road before the city and arranging the barter, the media trades to get free, traded commercials for tickets on TV, radio, newspapers, all that type of stuff. So you're in an environment where you're working and you're also really, surviving and being in the moment because you're in a whole other world or dimension of another city. And each market you'd go to, you'd meet new people, intersect and interact. And one of the most interesting people that I met along my journey was the Falcon. Captain Dan, as he's called now, from New Jersey, the Garden State, was one of my early Success Club members in New York for the New York City chapter. And we became buds and we hung out, even went to Mastery in Hawaii. And the Falcon became very close to Happy Face. And so he was the one who told me about Happy Face. But the stories, because Falcon style, and you gotta love him, the way he would present things would be other than do I want to even meet somebody like that? He drinks what? He makes his own clothes and furniture? Why doesn't he just buy it from the factory outlet? So it's like he crafts things with his hands? What? He makes food but doesn't, other than eats? What? So then you learn about hybrids. Don't drink carrot juice, it's hybridized. What? Okay, well anyway, so that was the early origins of me getting connected and then finally visiting New York, say, okay, I got to check this guy out and going to a talk. I'm seeing Happy Face for the first time deliver some challenging information for a lot of people, but yet his delivery style and the scientific perspective got me curious, and that began the connection. And the first time I got to really spend time with Happy Face was in San Diego. So this is upper mid 90s, 97 maybe, 98, 97 probably, 96 maybe. And so I hadn't quite made the jump over, even though I knew about, organic and natural food. Being a Grey Wolf, man, I'll eat trash food, man. That's what my wife calls it. So I think I had an egg sandwich, and of course I'm eating it like right in front of him. Oh, so you're a Happy Face, right? That's your job, you don't mind I'm eating this, do you? Oh, no, mate, you just have to enjoy what you love and eat. And if that was me, though, I'd be like, what are you doing? Eat in front of me, respect the shaman. No. So it was like, oh, whatever you love, mate, just got to enjoy it. So yeah, I was enjoying it. So it was like, and then it could have been ice cream or, anything but a can of soda, but it was sort of really the challenge to engage somebody that really, you couldn't really be tested because it was just passed with flying colors, if you know what I mean. It's like, undisturbed, right, and in pristine perfection. It's like, what can be affected? Only your presence could taint it, but yet it would just wash off, right? The energy cleanse. So there was a lot to be picked up in the world that, Grey Wolf had now found a new master to hang out with. And so, yes, it's true, I wanted to capture information. We didn't have the technology at the time, like cell phones, or in the way that we could record things and do videos so easily. Although there are some videos of a sweat lodge we need to find somewhere that was kind of masterfully done, came off great, because we did that night shot vision and the whole mystery of being around the fire and the drumming and the atmosphere created in that environment really was a big attractor factor for me, because it gives a sense of community. And my dissertation, my graduate work, was done on studying this, particularly the conversation that reflects our consciousness. So it's communityconversations.com. So, of course, I was inspired by, these great teachers or people who I thought were of interest. Guy Finley was another person of interest. I drove up a few times to Oregon to study when he was giving talks, and even took my kids to one, which he thought was really quite amazing at such a young age, and they were so quiet and attentive, to their drawing and the paper that they were given to draw and take notes. So anyway, getting back to the origin stories of this, my attractor factor, because at 13 I got involved in joining a New Age religion called Eckankar, and became a high initiate. There was the search of becoming a master. In order to become a conscious, enlightened person, you would need to find someone like this to study under. So, because Happy Face could speak so well on so many different topics, I thought I'd found someone in disguise. He knew it, I knew it, and other people were coming to the realization or recognition of who he was or his capabilities of, therefore. This would be someone that I would want to be around and could promote, like I'd promoted Tony, but this would be the next generation, the next evolution of coming forth. And so that began, the trek where I would, no longer working for Tony, have this time and a little bit of money, to be able to spend, not having to do other projects necessarily, because I wasn't going to get paid from David, but look at ways that the enterprise could make money. And Silver Bear, who held the base in San Diego, talked about creating this excellence corporation, which they've been working on. And I was slowly getting privy to this and some of their ideas. And of course, you know how it is in this world, as opposed to the outside commercial